following podcast is a Honey Media production. Hi guys, welcome back to Motherhood Interrupted. I am your host, Kimberly Lovey. I am so excited to give you guys a quick hitter today, a little mini episode. I'm going to be releasing these on Fridays. So you'll get your major episode on Wednesdays and then a mini episode on Fridays. Okay, today I am going to help you get really tactical, meaning help you really execute on your vision that you've laid out for yourself for 2024. So basically, I'm going to give you 3 steps, very simple steps that are going to take you much, much further than you think that you would get in taking these 3 steps. So 3 steps to get you going and get you really moving towards your goals and just to shake everything up, get you out of your old habits, your routines, and do it in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming or like you have to do some major overhaul. So step 1. Now, this might sound simple, but go with it. Step 1 is go to sleep 1 hour earlier each night. Now, I came up with this and I changed my life several years ago now. I started doing this after I gave birth. And what I did was when I gave birth, I was starting to get up in the middle of the night because I was nursing Carter. So this is now, I guess, 8 years ago because he's about to be 8. And I started to use my Fitbit to remember when I had woken up and when I was feeding him because it was just logging it automatically because a Fitbit tracks your sleep. So that's like the watch that you wear. And you can do this with an Apple Watch or there's the Ovia ring or whatever. But basically what started to happen was I realized that when I go to sleep and think I'm getting an 8-hour stretch of sleep, like why am I still waking up tired? Well, it turns out that for me personally, and I'm sure you'll have a similar kind of experience, but what I started to realize is I'm laying down for 8 hours, but between all the restless sleep that happens over the course of the night, I lose about 45 minutes to an hour of actual sleep time. And so what I realized is on average, I'm getting closer to, 6.5, 7 hours of sleep, not the full 8 hours that I was thinking I should be getting. And I have to tell you something. When I really decided, like in a very real, clear way that I was going to take action on this, it completely changed my life. So what I do now is I basically will put my kids to bed around 8 o'clock, 7:30 for London, 8 o'clock for the big kids, and I immediately get in bed. So as they're getting ready, I'm getting ready now that they're old enough to brush their own teeth. London, cute, this is a cute aside, Charlotte will help London brush her teeth. So we're all kind of getting ready for bed. So I'm in my pajamas, my teeth are brushed, I've done my nighttime skin routine, which is only like a minute. And I am pretty much putting my kids down for bed when I'm ready for bed. So I really try and make sure that I take the time to do that because that's kind of one simple, easy way to make sure that I'm ready to go to bed by the time I put the kids down. So getting myself ready for bed with my kids, going to sleep essentially with my kids. And you're like, okay, 8 o'clock, you're crawling into bed. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but by the time I lay down, maybe there's an episode of Real Housewives. Maybe I want to scroll for an hour on Instagram. Maybe I need to take care of some work emails. Whatever the case is, it gives me about an hour buffer to just unwind and not feel like, oh my gosh, I got carried away and wasted an extra hour by watching TV and now it's 10 or 10:30 and all of a sudden I'm completely out of control. So I buffer all this time in and I really set myself up for success starting from the time that I'm home. I make sure that we eat at a decent hour. Even though we have some activities that go until 7 p.m. for the kids, which is tough, I still try really hard to immediately get myself ready for bed alongside my kids. So going to sleep an hour earlier Let me tell you, it is the most transformative experience. You definitely should track it for yourself. I highly recommend it so that you can see the results for yourself and see the actual data and see how transformative it is. But I promise you, you will wake up and have a completely new sense of energy throughout your entire day because you got a full night's rest. So I would say definitely start with that. Also, it'll allow you to wake up earlier. And that leads to my next point. So step 2. Now, I had not worked out in a very long time. And I'm very sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I'm just, I'm here to tell you what works and what you need to hear, because you do need to hear this. You need to wake up and you need to work out. Now, I have 3 kids. I am the co-CEO of a company. I am a board member. I am on the tennis team. I have a lot of different commitments I make. And if I can find time, now look, I'm not Beyonce, okay? But if I can find 20 minutes, 25 minutes every morning, so can you. So what I do is, because I've been able to go to sleep early, and also, by the way, if we've learned nothing from Kris Jenner, she goes to sleep early and wakes up at 4 a.m. So we're not talking about getting up in the middle of the night, because 4 a.m. to me is the middle of the night. But if you go to sleep early, this will be so much easier, and you might even naturally rise much earlier than you normally do. But even if you have 7 minutes, okay, if you cannot find 7 minutes to work out, I don't know, there's something wrong with your time management. So if you have every excuse in the world, then I still can help you with this one. So there's an app called the 7-Minute Workout, and you can download it and it will coach you through, and it is a hard workout. My friend Cassandra made me do it once, and I was so pissed because I was sweating and I had no idea it was going to be that hard, but it will kick your, you know what. So you can do that. You can find a friend and go on a jog in the morning for 15 minutes like we've been doing. I would say come up with a realistic time frame and schedule for yourself that you know you can hit. That is the most important thing. Whatever your schedule looks like, carve out that time first thing in the morning to get your workout in. And I would say for me, the way I approach this is by really coming up with achievable goals for a workout, because if you're like me, and I have not been in shape for many years, sadly, just because of all of my commitments and putting myself aside and not making myself a priority, I decided that, it is definitely time, and it's not healthy. It really is not healthy. So the big thing is figure out something that works for your schedule that you can do over and over again for, I would say, at least 4 to 5 days a week, because that level of commitment is what's going to truly transform your mindset and your body and your overall health. Doing it, randomly here and there is not a system. It's not a strategy. So you really need to carve out something for yourself for a bare minimum, the 7-minute, if nothing else, the app. But I'd like to see you doing, at least 20 to 30 minutes a day, 4 to 5 days a week. And really making that part of your overall routine. It will completely suck at first. It will be the worst first 2 weeks of your life if you're anything like me, where you have not worked out in many, many moons. But I assure you that as soon as you make that commitment and get into a routine that really does serve you, it will change your whole life. It will completely get you out of this stuck feeling. It will push you into a new set of habits, new routines that will serve you. And again, your energy is going to be so much better. And it's really not that hard. It's not, so long as you can really carve out the right schedule for yourself and the right type of workout, that is what is the key. It's all in the planning. The actual execution is not that hard. As long as you make that decision right here, right now, like I did. I said, I'm going to work out from 6:30 to 7 every single morning for 4 to 5 days a week. I was able to grab a buddy, and that's been huge. If you cannot find a buddy, I would at least find a friend that you can report your progress into and say, okay, workout done for the day, check. Or if you don't have that person, post it on Instagram, send it to a group chat, Whatever it is, make yourself accountable, because when you check that box off every morning, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. And I promise you, if I can find the time, I'm not getting up at a crazy hour either. I'm getting up at 5:45, 6, and grabbing my coffee, throwing on my running shoes and going. Just no fuss, no muss, not thinking twice about it, just go, just up and go. So that is my number 2 most important recommendation. And I promise you the first 8, 9, 10, 11 days is going to be horrible, but you will gain momentum and it will completely transform your day. And I promise you, you will feel great. Okay. Now, number 3. Number 3 is to create a vision board. Okay. And I know this is sounding trite, but just stay with me for a moment. You can do this on Canva and have it digitally created. So you're just going to pull your pictures from wherever and put it on canva.com. It's free. If you want to get the paid version, it's like $12 a month. And basically what you can do is essentially make a collage of everything you want this year and save it on your desktop. So you literally are baking it into your subconscious mind every single day by staring at it every time you open your computer or your laptop or your phone. If you don't work on a laptop or computer ever, put it on your cell phone. Put it as your screensaver, put it as your home screen, whatever it is, so that it's repeatedly showing up for you without you even realizing it. And that's going to bake your visions into your subconscious mind over and over and over again, multiple times a day. And the really important part of that is coming up with some baby steps that you can be taking towards your goals every single day that you are taking. It can be for 10 minutes, it could be an hour. Now, if you're booked solid like I am, carve out 30 minutes to an hour on your calendar and have that time to work on what it is that you want to work on. It can be a book that you're writing. It can be any kind of passion project. It can be creating a nonprofit. It can be becoming a board member on a nonprofit. It can be transforming your revenue if you're in sales to, multiple 6 figures to 7 figures. And what does that mean for you? What are those steps? How many phone calls do you need to be making to prospect? What steps need to be made every single day that are baby steps that you can take? Make sure that you're really thinking through the baby steps. The devil's in the details. It's all about taking your big, scary goals and breaking those down to micro bites. That is the key to success. Talk to anybody that you know that is successful. And it doesn't matter if they are a successful stay-at-home mom all the way through a senior executive and anything in between, right? Whatever success looks like for you is valid, and that is a real goal, and it's an important goal. And if you're going to skip over the part where you have to put in the work, I promise you're going to fail. Your vision board will look the same this year as it did last year, as it will next year. You will never get past the wishing stage. It's all about execution, you guys. And that's the hard truth of it. It's all about execution. So how are you going to execute? And again, break it down to day by day small steps. That is what you have to do. Seriously, it's not that hard. And every day what happens is you make those moves and you start to build momentum, realizing these are the right moves. Like, I am making progress. And it's all about just every day being consistent and being disciplined enough to be consistent. And that truly is the way you make progress. The way things look week 1 versus week 2 versus a month from now, all of a sudden you're going to get traction on your goals. And this applies to your fitness as well. And really the key is just having the discipline and the dedication, the true dedication to move towards what you want. Maybe you want a Range Rover this year like I do. That's what I want. I have a laundry list of goals that I've got for the year, and it all starts with my dreams. So if you're not sure what your goals are, take your time to stand back and really dream and get wild with it and get creative and try it on. And when you think of a goal that gets you excited, that's something that should go on your vision board. And that is something that is worthy of you spending time, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes every day to work towards. So Once you do each of these 3 steps, I assure you with full confidence, you will not be the same person in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3, in a month, in 2 months. I promise you, this is fail-proof and it's simple. It is simple. Really, the hardest part is deciding you're serious. Are you interested or are you committed? And that's what you really need to think about. So I would say, take action. You can do this. Like I said before, the world needs you to be your best. And you are going to feel so much more confident because you made promises to yourself and you're keeping them. And there is nothing more powerful than feeling that sense of satisfaction and confidence that you're on your path and you are truly stepping into your highest and best self just by taking these micro bites, these little steps every day that sometimes it's just an email, it's a phone call, right? Another example is I decided that I wanted to get a personal trainer, and I've been trying to get on the schedule, and just picking up the phone and calling them and saying, look, I want to get on the schedule. What do I need to do? And just those small steps, those small actions can be transformative. I know you guys can do this. I know you need to do this. So you deserve it. I know you're busy. I know you're spread thin, and I know that you don't want to hear some of this stuff. But I also know that you're listening because you need this inspiration and you need this support, and I'm here and I'm giving it to you. So with that, let me know how your progress goes. Share this with friends that need a big, swift kick in the behind to get going. This is it. Get yourself unstuck, move a little bit differently. These are small tweaks that you can make. Going to bed nice and early, exercising for 7 minutes to 30 minutes, coming up with the vision board and carving out time to work towards those goals every day. Those are your 3 keys, and I promise you, you will be so much better for it. So I look forward to hearing what's worked for you, how it's going. Let me know if it's tough or if you have questions. DM me at Kimberly Levy, and I'm here to support you, and I look forward to connecting with you guys. Have a great day, and go make today count. All right, that is it for today. Now, as you know, some of our best conversations actually happen after the show. So I want you to find me on Instagram at Kimberly Levy and let me know your thoughts about today's show. You can screenshot this episode and let us know what your biggest takeaway was and tag me at Kimberly Levy, and we can share it on our stories. I will see you again, same time, same place next week.